Hello people of the internet, my name is Zayfan and welcome to Comic Club. This is episode 7 and today I am reviewing Marvel Civil War. If you are not prepared for spoilers, I would stop watching now. And just to let you guys know, this is actually the end of series 1 of Comic Club. I've ran out of comics, so what we're going to do this one's going to be 7 episodes because I've actually ran out. But for the next couple of months, I'll be putting out another series, and in that time I'll be collecting more books to review and enough to fill about. We'll double it each time, 14 episodes after this one. So, other than that, let us begin, shall we? Civil War follows the implementation and consequences of the Superhuman Registration Act, a legislative bill which required the mandatory registration of any person based in the United States with superpowers. The act arose due to the public pressure of accountability following a series of superhuman-related events causing significant damage and death within the Marvel Universe, and the Hulk's rampage in Las Vegas, which resulted in the death of 26 people. When the mutant population was drastically reduced in the aftermath of M-Day, itself caused by an anti-mutant hysteria caused by extremist groups caused a majority of the remaining mutants, known as the 198, to relocate to the Xavier Institute and raise public support for the proposed act. Public sentiment towards superheroes plummeted after the New Warriors, a group of young superheroes and the focus of a reality TV show, botched an attempt to apprehend a group of supervillains in a quest for better ratings. In the resulting fight, the villain Nitro used his explosive powers to destroy several city blocks, including an elementary school at the epicenter, resulting in the death of over 600 civilians, 60 of whom were children, with just Speedball of the Warriors and Nitro himself surviving, although many high-profile superheroes assisted in the relief and rescue effort. There were a number of isolated revenge attacks, and support for registration rose. The prospect of registration divided the superhuman community down the middle, with Tony Stark, the superhero Iron Man, who had previously tried to halt the act, becoming the pro-registration figurehead, and Captain America leading the anti-registration group. Iron Man, with Mr. Fantastic and Henry Pym, argued that the changing political landscape meant that resisting the law was pointless, and that it is responsible for heroes to have proper training and oversight. Whereas Captain America, alongside Luke Cage and Falcon, argued that heroes required secrecy in order to protect aspects of their normal life, such as wives and children, and to allow them to act in whatever means necessary against threats which in ordinary emergency services couldn't cope with. Although nominally a UN agency, SHIELD assumed the brunt of enforcing the act under acting director Maria Hill. The opposing sides initially traded propagandic victories, with the anti-registration heroes continuing to fight supervillains, leaving them restrained to be found by the authorities, while the pro-registration side attempted to locate and arrest any superperson who was not registered. The first major coup for either side came when Iron Man convinced Spider-Man to publicly reveal his identity, a secret the latter had worked hard to maintain. During this time, many tie-in titles concerned with the war's impact on the wider Marvel Universe were published, including Wolverine hunting Nitro, who had fled the scene of Stamford, the X-Men under the leadership of Cyclops, declaring the remaining mutants to be officially neutral, and the effect the war had on supergroups such as the Pro-Registration, Thunderbolts, and the Neutral Runaways, as well as the reaction of the criminal element, many of whom fled to Canada. The conflict escalated when Captain America led the anti-registration heroes, known as the Secret Avengers, into an ambush by the pro-registration forces. However, Captain America sucker punched Iron Man with a miniature device that shuts off Iron Man's armor when shaking his hand in agreement to talk about the situation, leading to a brawl between the pro and anti-registration forces. During the battle, a clone of Thor was sent to assist in the arrest of the anti-registration heroes, but instead kills Goliath by blasting him through his chest. As the pro-registration heroes attempted to control the clone, the Secret Avengers retreated. In order to contain the super people unwilling to register, Iron Man and Mr. Fantastic built a prison in the negative zone, labelled Project 42, it being the 42nd idea that they had come up with post-Stamford in order to improve the world. Upon finding out that people who did not agree to register would be imprisoned indefinitely, Spider-Man quits the pro-registration side and joins with Captain America's underground movement, after a battle with Iron Man. The Punisher obtains the plans for Project 42 through covertly infiltrating the Baxter Building, home of the Fantastic Four. The Secret Avengers and their allies reach the prison via Rikers Island Penitentiary, where they are met by Iron Man and the pro-registration forces, as well as a number of supervillains who were being controlled by Nanite, having been betrayed by Tigra. However, Hulkling has used his shape-shifting ability to assume the role of Pym, working alongside Iron Man, and had released the incarcerated heroes, leading to an all-star battle between the two sides. During the fight, Cloak teleported the battle to the center of New York City, where the pro-registration forces were joined by the fixed Thor clone and Captain Marvel, and Namor led an army of Atlanteans to assist the Secret Avengers. As the battle rages around them, Captain America and Iron Man, whose armor had been compromised by the Vision 2, exchange blows. As Captain America is about to deliver the finishing blow, several standard emergency service personnel hold him back, and realizing how much damage had been caused by the battle, and wishing to avert any more bloodshed, Captain America surrendered. 2 weeks later, the 50-state initiative is launched, and the mighty Avengers assemble as a team. Tony Stark is approved Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., while Maria Hill is demoted to Deputy status. Some heroes move to Canada, while some stay underground, such as the New Avengers. Many of the Secret Avengers are given amnesty by the government, while Captain America is placed in jail. Captain America is later seemingly fatally shot by Crossbones and Sharon Carter, the latter hypnotized by Dr. Faustus, on the way to the courthouse, leading to the conclusion of the Civil War. If you didn't realise, that was a really long synopsis, and I thought it would be better to end the series with a longer one, because, you know, I'm a kind guy, and stuff like that. So anyway, I read this book a long time ago, and then I had to go rebuy it because I lost it, but it is a really good book. It just brings everybody together, other than Deadpool. Anyway, the whole story is absolutely amazing, and the book itself is really, really, really well done. So, the story is written by the comic scribe Mark Miller. He also did Ultimate X-Men and Marvel Knights Spider-Man, and it's illustrated by Steve McNiven, who illustrated Marvel Knights Spider-Man and the New Avengers. Overall, I would give the book I'm gonna end with a good one. I would give the book a 10. The book is so good, but then after a few reads, like, I give it more reads than often. About 10 reads, it'll drop to about a 7 or an 8. But either way, it's always a good book to read. It is very nice, very smooth, and the illustrations are amazing. That is why I love this book. So, if you enjoyed this episode and enjoyed the rest of the series, I hope you leave a like on the video, comment down below if you read it, or comment about what I should do next, or comment about what you thought of the video. But other than that, my name's Zathan. Thanks for watching. And a massive thanks to FabiBaby100 for doing the music for the past 2 episodes, and the rest of the series to come.